Hi, Will and Kati. It's Adrienne and Zach from Canada. We tried to make a clear day so you could see the view off our new deck at our house, but it's not that nice out. So anyway, we're really excited and wanted to congratulate you on the upcoming baby, and we really hope that we get to meet him or her soon. I know Zach hasn't met you guys. This is Zach. And hopefully we might be coming to Europe this winter. Maybe we can rendezvous, or in the fall for my dad's birthday. Love to reacquaint with you guys and get to see the new family. Anyway, we were told to tell you my most favorite book as a child, which I guess Susan's aware of, but this is my Italian story favorite as a kid about Stregonona and some pasta adventures. Anyway, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hi, Kati and Will.
Hi.
We're so excited about the new little one, and we're so excited that your parents are going to be grandparents around the same time we are, so that we can walk together this next stage with great exuberation. So, in that light, we've been asked
That would be exuberance.
exuberation. Well, just translate it into Slovenian, and it'll be something different.
There you go.
So, our book that we chose is The Teddy Bear's Picnic. And it'd be really fun to see how all this is in Slovenian, but we're going to give you a little hint of what it's like in English. If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you better go in disguise. Here's the disguise. For every bear that ever there was, we'll gather there for certain because, ready? Today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
Did you want to show that picture?
No, we'll tell. Uh-oh. I don't know where the refrain is. Picnic time for teddy bears. The little teddy bears are having a lovely time today. Watch them gaily, watch them catch them unawares, and see them picnic on their holiday. See them gaily gadding about. More gadding about. They love to play and shout, play and shout. They never have any care. Ooh, it's getting dark out. Oh, did we lose a page? Oh, I think we lost a page. They never have any care. Oh, here it is. It's just dark. Mm-hmm. At 6 o'clock, their mummies and daddies will take them home to bed. Because they're tired little teddy bears. Oh. Congratulations. So should we fix it up?
No, let's leave it just like that.
Okay, here we are. This is take one of the second video of the Willie and Kati baby shower. Yay! Why don't you scan the group, Jeffrey? This is Easter Sunday. Easter Saturday. Pre-Easter Sunday. We've just had pizza. Oh, we got
Whoa.
John, you get one confetti thing. You will have to pop with confetti bombs.
Oh, and of course,
And we have Munchie.
we have Munchie here.
Uncle Munchie.
She's a girl. Aunt
I know,
Munchie.
but it's better for Uncle Munchie.
No, it's Cousin Munchie, I think.
Cousin Munchie.
So we're so glad to be here, and we want to share our ideas of what our favorite little books were over the years. And sometimes there are brand new favorite books because we might never have read them before. So the book I'm choosing today, actually, is a book I've just learned about, because I'm going to call little baby B, whatever her name is, every Sunday when we're making pancakes, because maybe you're going to make pancakes every Sunday also. Because this is the Wordless, it's a no-word book about a little old lady who's making pancakes and trying to make her pancakes, but keeps running out of ingredients and ends up having to go to her neighbor's house to have pancakes on Sunday morning. And she eats.
Because it was a little hard to hear you on the other video, so just
It was, okay. And so she eats all of the neighbor's pancakes, it looks like. So that's my favorite book of the day, and I'm going to send you one, and I'm going to keep one for myself so that we can read them together on Sunday mornings. My wisdom for the day is that you should be careful for the two of you, Will and Kati, to spell each other, not as in spelling, but if one of you is taking care of the baby, the other person should go and take a nap so that you share all the duties and you don't double up, because you need to save energy for the long run. And that's my wisdom for today, which is not funny, but is true. Lori, you're next.
I'm next. Hi, Will and Kati. So happy to be here with you. So, being the library worker, I had a lot of pressure to come out with just the right book. So I had all these books, and I had the Caldecott winners and things that tug at your heartstrings and all the other things. And then Susan, I looked at the video of the first shower Susan did, and there was one book, and there was another book, and there was another book. So all the books that Susan's people gave you first were ones I had in mind. But my kids always liked a Lift the Flap book. So we have Where's Spot? And because it's, you gotta lift the flaps. And it's always exciting because you never know. First of all, because all the flaps say no, and kids love to say no. This is my story time book. That's a nice big one. So I use this for story time in the library. But the kids would always, they'd always love to say no, and they'd always know he's not there. But it's always fun to lift the flap and say no. So that's the book that I sent to you, and I already sent it with this. It's in the mail, but I sealed it up and forgot to put the card in. So when you get something in the mail that's got no ID in it, it's from me. And hopefully you'll get it before she is too, because it takes a long time to get things from Slovenia to Christmas. So anyway, this was another book I got because Mu Ba La La La, and one of Susan's friends gave you that too, but we'll give this to Grandma and Grandpa so that when you go to visit them, you'll have a little board book there too. So I also made a little quilt for baby, and actually I made two. So one is in the mail, and this is the backup quilt. So you get to see it now. And it's called a rag quilt, and it's just a little tiny thing. You pop it in the stroller, or you just like throw it on the ground, and just you can tuck it in your picnic basket when you take her into the woods to forage for mushrooms. So so that's the one I made her.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. So every time you wash it, it gets fuzzier and fuzzier in the middle because it doesn't have seams. It's kind of fun to make. So anyway, it's nice and soft on the back.
Oh, that's so cute.
And that's the front. So that's in the mail. And my parenting advice. Oh boy. Is very short. So it's not parenting advice on how to raise your child, because I'm not going to do that, because you're going to figure it out. You're smart people. But never say never. Never say, my kid will never have a binky, because the minute they start crying, you just give them a binky. Never say, my child will never play with Nintendo games, because then they're going to have electronic games. And then you just end up feeling guilty. And that's not good, because it doesn't matter what you do. Libby had a binky till she was like 5. She was like a kid with a cigar in her mouth. She was like, she'd be talking with the binky. So she turned out just fine. So that's my advice, is just never say never, and always carve out time for yourself, because one of the best things David and I ever did was we always had a Friday night date when the kids were little, and we'd put them to bed. We'd have a bottle of wine, and we'd have a nice dinner with candles. So it was just always, that was like our date night when we couldn't go out on dates anymore. And that was another good piece of parenting advice. And just trust your gut, just go with it. You're gonna make mistakes, but the kid's probably gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
So that's it. And congratulations, and we can't wait to meet her.
Yeah.
And also, it is a her, right? Yeah, I mean, they're positive because I put one blue balloon just in case, just in case it was wrong. All right, so that's that.
Thanks, Lori.
You bet.
Sarah, you're on.
Hi, Will and Kati. Good to see you. Sorry you can't be here in person with us. So my book of the day is Corduroy, which I was told that I guess I used to call this Quarter Bear. Close enough. So as you can tell, this is about a teddy bear who finds a new home with a new little girl. So it was one of my favorites growing up, and I hope little baby will like it too. Yeah, love you guys. I'm excited to meet the little one.
Hooray!
No advice.
Don't do it. Come on, Lee.
I remember my parents having to explain to me what corduroy was because I'd never actually encountered it, and I read that book a million times. So my parents had to like explain.
Like,
the
it was explain the concept of
Yeah, they had my parents
Quarter
explain the
bear
concept
to
of corduroy to me when I was like 4.
Oh, we're having a tandem here, huh?
Yeah, well, we don't, this is not exactly, this is spontaneous.
Best things are.
Okay.
Well, you got the choreography down pretty well.
Yeah, of course. All right, so here are some favorites from the Peterson bookshelf. You gotta talk like you're talking to them. And so we have 3 books, and hopefully you've received them by now. And I hope you enjoy their gentle wisdom because they were very comforting for our children and as parents, us, every night before they went to bed. So the first book is called Moondogs, and it was Henry's favorite. Can you zoom in on this because
No, I don't think it shows.
you don't think it's
The
too garbagey?
Well, too much.
Too much. It's too much.
Too much glare.
Okay, so it's too much. So anyway, Moondogs
It's not effective.
was about this little boy, yeah. And so basically it's about this little boy named Willie, and he's looking at dogs on the moon, and he's watching them through a telescope. And when his dad suggests that he, Moondogs take 2. Okay, so anyway, Moondogs is about a little boy named Willie, and he's been watching dogs on the moon. And basically the point is that the kid's name is Willie. No, actually, Henry just loved this book. Anyway, little Willie finds a dog on the moon, and your daughter will too, I'm sure. Okay. And Lee's favorite book when she was a child was.
My favorite book that I am gifting is Your Mama a Llama? And it is a delightfully rhyming, rhythmic book about finding your parents. As you know, hopefully the kid will never have to do when they get lost in a supermarket. But yes, so it is Lloyd and Lynn go and look for their mama, who is a llama, and it's very nice. Conveniently, yes. It is charming, and I hope that you enjoy it like I did.
So do Lloyd and Lynn, are they L-L-O-Y-D? And
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
Lloyd and Lynn or Kati and Willie, whatever. And my last book is The Baby Book by the contemporary Dr. Spock, which is William and Martha Spears and Robert and James Sears. And so they give everything that you cannot get, which is a lot of advice.
Too much advice.
From grandparents and others, and anything. It's everything from diapering to daycare, midwifery to hospital birthing rooms, postpartum nutrition to infant development. The fun just doesn't stop. I mean, it's just amazing. So anyway, when you don't want to listen to all your relatives and friends, people that are telling you all this stuff, go to the Sears Baby Book, and you will get some comforting advice. And it was my Bible for 100 years. So anyway, good luck.
Yes.
We're happy for you.
Hey, thank you.
Spock, we can put Mr. Spock on there.
Mr. Spock.
We'll
take the chair out.
Hi, Will and Cuddy. Congratulations. And let's see. We've got a couple tweets here. From one nerd to potentially another. We've got quantum physics for babies, rocket science for babies, general relativity, and Newtonian physics. So all the basics, just to get them started before they hit kindergarten. So yeah.
So show us one. Show us one on the cover that I like.
Yeah, so this is a ball.
Oh my God.
The ball feels the force of gravity. We can't see gravity. It's the force that keeps us on the ground. The force of gravity pulls the ball down.
Oh, that cute little gravity.
The ball is on the ground. It still feels the force of gravity. But it also feels the force of the ground. The force of the ground equals, it's the same as the force of gravity.
This will put every child to sleep.
And that force on the ball is 0. It does not change its motion.
Oh, that's so great.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll get them all the basics.
Wow, unique. You know what? My book group did not give any of those books.
And my runner-up that I did not get is Click Clack Moo, which is about barnyard animals going on strike. And so it's important to teach kids about the importance of organized labor. So I just thought that would be a nice contribution as well, if you want to look that one up. And I guess I don't really have any parenting advice, not being a parent, but I'd just say, like, don't go in with any expectations and just treat it as a journey in learning who they are, and just listen to them and learn with them and enjoy the ride. And sleep as much as you can. That's what my friends tell me. So.
Don't go away yet. John, I'd like John to demonstrate this for Will, and he might as well use you.
Okay.
So we have one last demonstration here because
Easter tradition.
I have imported an Easter tradition, which is confetti eggs, or cascarones. And once you find them,
Thank you. All right, what a great ending. All right. Did you have any advice, David? Did you have any stories or advice? No. Thank you. Bye, guys.
You already screwed up.
Hey, Will and Kati. I am 38 weeks pregnant today, a couple of weeks ahead of you, and am really excited to be done with this whole pregnancy thing sometime very soon. And I bet, Kati, that you are feeling much the same way. So first of all, congratulations. And second, congrats on almost being done. And maybe by the time you see this, you will actually be done, which is very exciting. We were instructed to put together just a short hello and what our favorite book is. I don't think either of us have any pregnancy or parenting advice yet, since we're not quite there. But I can say that for me, my pregnancy advice is sleep whenever you can. At least that has been my experience. My favorite book as a kid was Where the Wild Things Are, which is probably already on your list, but I would definitely suggest it.
Congratulations, Will and Kati. Looking forward to seeing some pictures of your new baby, and hopefully we'll be able to introduce our respective kids at some point in the near future. I don't know if this is my favorite book, but I have a feeling it will become my favorite book. It's called Go the Fuck to Sleep by Adam Mansbach. And I think I will probably have some of the same feelings that it outlines here in the coming months. So it's a light read, but entertaining, and I would suggest it.
Love to you both, and we hope all is well. Bye.
Is that a beard?
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Beard and glasses.
Hi, Connor.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Will and Kati. Congratulations. So happy for you guys. I don't have any parenting advice because I'm just still a big kid.
Yeah.
So
Tell us how you got there.
I would just say I'm so happy for you guys. And you guys have good parents, so you're probably just going to know exactly what to do, because I love your parents so much, and they were such good parents.
All right. Thank you, guys.
That's all I got.
Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Take care.
Love you.
We're gonna go eat some Slovene food.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Go. hi, Will and Kati. This is your shower. This is your shower in Leverett, Massachusetts. It's not the usual baby shower, but it's a way for us to get together and send our love and thoughts of you. So here we have a collection of everyone's favorite books, and the truth is that there are so many wonderful children's stories that we all had a hard time picking our favorite, and some people might have chosen two, but or three. So today we're all going to tell you about our favorite children's books, or among our favorite children's books, and give you some parenting wisdom, which we know that you can either keep or discard. So one of my favorite books, and you probably won't be surprised, the cover is even gone because it was so beloved. This is Stregonona. Does everybody know Stregonona? Yes. And Stregonona is a grandmother witch who hires Big Anthony to help her around her house, and Big Anthony does not know the secret of turning off the secret pot that makes all the pasta, and pasta runs all over the town. And one reason I loved this book when Willie and Sarah were small was when I was a little girl and visiting my grandmother in Pennsylvania. We went to visit my mother's cousin. It was coal country, and it was dark house and scary, and my grandmother kept saying, we have to get home because the bread is rising. And I literally, when she kept saying that the bread was rising the entire afternoon, being this anxious little child, I just pictured the bread rising and rising and rising and rising. And so when I read Stregonona, I thought, this is the story that I was afraid of my entire life. It's like my recurring dream. Well, we went home and the bread had risen too far, but I didn't know that you just punch it down and it was not all over the kitchen floor. And you punch it down and you just let it rise again. So I'm very fond of Stregonona. My parenting advice, it's not parenting advice, my parental wisdom is that I always felt like when the kids were small that the days were very long. And I remember going to preschool and picking the kids up and seeing that there were like 25 activities in the morning. They all lasted about 10 minutes, and I thought, it's no wonder my house is a mess, because you can't pick up after all that stuff. And we did 25 activities every morning too, so it always felt to me that the days were very long, but the years went by really quickly.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Ditto. Blow the 3 magic kisses.
Stregonona.
Kisses, yeah, that's right. 3 kisses to stop the pot.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Terry King. Introduce yourselves when you come up. Okay.
Look at the mess here.
Hi, Kati and Will. It's Terry Kane. I chose Brown Bear, What Do You See? And Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. They're both written by Bill Martin Jr., who, when he was a child, he was dyslexic, and he made it his life's work to create books that children will devour, and parents didn't mind reading 1,000 times. And I've watched legions of children learn to read using some of these books. He's written lots more, but this is a start. And they're for when your little girl is like in 2024, you can pull these out. They're for at least 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds. No, you don't think so? Two.
I'm reading it to
This
Josh.
one. Okay, this is an alphabet book.
Yes.
Okay,
That
this
one.
is
That one.
earlier.
6 months.
Kaya
loves
it.
6 months.
Anyway, and he has lots more. The language is delicious, the pictures are beautiful, and I think you'll enjoy reading them. Parenting advice, well, I'm not sure I'm qualified to give parenting advice since I never had children of my own, but I did teach in an elementary school for a long time, and I think I saw like a very wide spectrum of family units. And one thing became crystal clear was that the children who were the happiest, most well-adjusted, joyful, emotionally sturdy, were kids whose parents knew how to together say no. And then 2 years ago, when my daughter and son-in-law had a baby, as they were leaving the hospital, one of the nurses kind of grabbed him and said, "Listen, just know it's 2 against 1. So think about that later on. And,
That's why we had the end no pair. It was 3. We did 3 against 3.
So enjoy the rest of this journey and know that we can't wait to meet her and welcome her to this part of the world. So thanks.
Nice. Sheila?
Next.
Joyce?
I'll go.
Hi, Kati and Will. This is our deck on the first day of spring. And I will tell you that Joe is with us, and we have a new addition to our family too. Her name is Tatiana, and she was born in Ukraine. So, moving on to one of my favorite books, and because it is the first day of spring, I chose a book by Christy Matheson, which I really love because I love her illustrations. And this is an interactive book. Talks about bees, which I love, and you do too. And it talks about color. So I thought it would be great because this is the latest book, but she also has interactive books called Tap the Magic Tree and Touch the Brightest Star. And those are fun as well. And I love it, and I think you will too. Parenting advice, Joe. You want to help me on this one?
I think Toddy needs to.
Tati, would you like to say
It's not my turn yet.
It's not her turn yet. I say a lot of love. Reach out for support.
Patience.
Patience, Joe. Thank you. Support of family and friends. You know, I think that means a lot. And I can think back on my parents, and Joe does as well. We had some good ones. So good luck with everything.
Sure. Hey.
Hi, so great to be here. Our best thoughts to you, Will and Kati. So I was one of the people that couldn't pick one because I've been very involved with my granddaughter Kaya, who's just about to turn 2. So I've been reading her a lot of books and really enjoying and seeing what she likes to read, and she loves to read. So so these books, they're very simple. Boynton's Greatest Hits. Moo moo ba la la la. A to Z. I mean, they like to make words and verbalize and recognize animals, and so that's sort of like the beginning of putting thoughts together, and it's a lot of fun, and they can't break them. That's good. And then we picked In the Night Kitchen, Maurice Sendak, which is not for a long time, like 3 years, 4 years, something like that, but the illustrations are so fabulous, and the dreams are pretty scary. But we often say milk in the batter, stir it, scrape it, make it. But anyway, everything will be okay because there's milk in the batter. And then the third book was Giraffes Can't Dance, which I don't have a picture of, but I mean, I don't have it here. Anyway, that one's really sweet, that everybody needs their own music to dance to, and all you need to do is discover it. So, and I want to back up Terry's advice, which is Kaya now goes to daycare, and every day she gets a report, like how many poops and stuff like that, which is very helpful. And on that report it says, parents, it's okay to be firm with your child. So we take it as grandparent advice too. So anyway, it'll be wonderful. We can't wait to meet her. Bravo.
Hi, Will and Kati. I'm just one of 3 who are going to be here. Later on, you'll see Connor and more coming in on Zoom. Connor from LA and more from Denver. They also have books and want to give parenting advice, although Connor wondered if he ever wore a diaper, and that got us into a lot of questions the other day. And there is a book that I didn't give you, but I'm going to show you a video of Ryan reading the book. Do you wear diapers? And at 2.5, he memorized the whole book and was reading it. So I think you'll like that little video that I have for today. The book I have is Pat the Bunny, and it's so worn I don't even have a bunny on the front anymore. And it's but you'll get the real one. And I also, as Margot, love books this size because you can see from Ryan's video that he can hold them. And he's reading Thomas the Train, and Pat the Bunny, and Pat the Cat's coming too, and Pat the Puppy. And so the kids really got into patting these things and touching the bread and making a list. That's going to. But they were books that they really loved. Yeah.
We always liked the beard.
The beard was always good. I know. That was in the ring. Put your finger in the ring. Right. The favorite. So the parenting advice, I'm thinking of two things, and they kind of are similar. So to what other people said, but really love, love, love. And I learned that actually from our swim team coach. Well, swim team. We go back and forth, and all my kids were on swim team, and I was trying to coach more in something, and the coach came up to me and he said, "You just need to cheer them on. I'll do the coaching." I was like, okay. So that became my role in their life. I am still cheering them on, and they're cheering me on right now too. And then the second thing came up the other day when I was coloring with Madeline. She's 4 now. And we color over Zoom, and she shows me, she said, "Gigi, purple." And then I get a purple, and she gets a purple, and yellow, and I get a yellow. And we were coloring over Zoom, and Maura was in the kitchen in the back at their house. And I said, "Madeline, ask Gigi how her day was." She goes, "How was your day, Gigi?" And I answered her. And then she said, "What did you do today?" So later on, I talked to Maura, and I said, that was such a good idea. She said, "Well, I'm in a business where I hire people all the time, and I coach people and mentor them, and people don't know how to talk to other people. And so I just feel like you need to tell them." And I said, "You're exactly right. I remember telling you all that." And Barbara Klein of Henning and Klein used to say all the time, Connor was the only kid who called and said, "Hi, Barbara, how are you?" And she said, and I answered him. And then he said, "So is Jamie around?" But everyone else would just call and say, "Jamie there?" So you need to train them like puppies, because that helps adults want to be around them. And I think when little Madeline comes up and says, "How's your day, Gigi?" I'll want to hang out with her. So, we need to tell them what we want. That's it for me.
Well done.
I think I've already failed my homework because I don't have the books, teacher. I'm sorry, I don't have the books.
Okay, just describe them.
So I thought that I would ask the person to whom all these stories were read what were her favorite books, and so I did. And so they fast forward a bit further along, and so I asked Jenny what were her favorite books. Oh, hello, Cathy and Will. Here I am, without my book, without my show and tell. So she loved Lyle Lyle Crocodile because, of course, there was that big cumbersome crocodile in the city and doing battle with the neighbours. And then the next one was Eloise. And who wouldn't want to live at the plaza? And who wouldn't, even as a small child, understand what room service is about? And getting in an elevator and going up and down and getting into mischief. And then the third series that she liked were the Madeline series. So she took them all with her, of course, when I went to look for them, they were gone. Because they were her favourites. She reads them to Yanis at night. So on the advice, I think Jenny actually gave the advice and said, you are never lost if you are lost in a book. That, that early exposure to reading, and that comes from being read to. And any kind of the arts, any kind of music, any kind of singing. Children love to sing, and if they can learn to play an instrument, fantastic. And and I think that between you, you have an arsenal of talents, both of you. You love nature, you're accomplished, you're kind, and all of those things you're going to pass on to this wonderful little girl. And we can't wait to meet her. And happy and safe landings to her. And I hope not such a hard time for Cotty. Thank you. Talk to you later.
Yeah. Oh, rude. Yeah.
another guilty person of not being able to choose one. Hi, Kati and Will. This is Marlon Clayton. And the first book I thought about was also Brown Bear, Brown Bear. Terry and I taught together, so we know how wonderful a book it is. And the simple language, babies learn to read, even though they're not reading, but they can read it. And so I believe Terry's book is coming in the big form, and my book is coming in the board book form, which is great for babies, probably up until 2, even 3, and then you graduate to the wonderful grown-up book that you'll be getting from Terry. My other 2 books came from I was introduced to by my grandson, my new baby grandson, who is now almost 18 months, not quite. And when he was 5 or 6 months old, my son Sasha and his wife Sarah began a bedtime and nap time routine of reading before we went to sleep. And they would take 2 books, and Joshua would look at them, study them like this, and then he'd pick the one he wanted to read. And so when they came to visit, I did the same thing, and every single time I picked out either Jamberry or All the World, it was a quick decision. He just grabbed for one of those. So, and if I put both of these as the choices, then I'd have to read both of them because he loved them so much. So I wanted you to have them, and they're both coming as board books. All the World is a beautiful book of it's poetry words, and it's all about the wonder of nature and how we all are a part of that, and nature is a part of us. So I think you'll love it as much as Joshua does. And Jamberry is a book that just plays with words. It's fabulous. And I'm sure your little girl is going to love berries as much as Joshua loves berries. You mentioned berries, and he's, yes. So it talks all about berries and adventures with all different kinds of berries. So that's Jamberry. And my advice, I agree with firmness and saying no, knowing when to say no. However, it's also a good thing to build offering choices into your parenting style. Beginning with limited choices, either or, and it often, along with redirection, can lead you away from a battle where you have to really stand firm on the no. So, no, we can't go outside now, but we can play with Play-Doh or we can make chocolate chip cookies. However, there's a caveat. You want to make sure that you never offer a choice that you can't follow through on. So if you do not have the ingredients for chocolate chip cookies, do not make that as the offer. So that's my advice, and also just to enjoy, be playful, have fun, be goofy, all that stuff, which I know you will. Thank you.
Sheila? Hi, Kati and Will. Sheila here from Leverett. It feels so odd because we've all been in our houses for a year plus, and now we're in a room with people and people are talking, and it's a very unusual experience. I could only think of like a million books that I'd love you to have in your library for your child, but this is my latest favorite that I'm giving away to all the little children that I love. It's called The Circus Ship, and it's by Chris Van Dusen, and he's just a brilliant illustrator, storyteller. His colors are wonderful. The website that you suggested is delivering this to you. And I don't think you can start reading it too soon. Maybe when you get home. Because I agree with Marlon, a bedtime routine, change that diaper, read that story, and even if the baby doesn't go to sleep, it'll work in a couple of months. But good luck to you. You're going into the most loving time of your life. You won't believe how swamped you will be with love. And I'm just so happy for both of you. And my advice, I don't know, it's just do what you want. You're very capable. Read lots of books. Because as a teacher, you always know the child that comes to school that's been read to.
Yes,
The one with
definitely.
the great vocabulary. In 2 languages.
Hi, my name is Tatiana. I'm Joan Joyce's new kid. And I picked The Cat in the Hat because I was adopted from the Ukraine when I was 9. And I had to learn English. And what we did with The Cat in the Hat was we actually got it in Russian and in English. And we learned how to read it in English by trying to read the Russian version and then trying to just kind of translate as many of the words as we can. And I've been babysitting recently a 2-year-old, and we've been reading a lot of Dr. Seuss books. And I think maybe The Cat in the Hat might not be until maybe like 2, 3, until she understands what's going on. But there's a lot of other Dr. Seuss books that are great. And I think the most important thing, I am a child, so I shouldn't be giving parenting advice, but I think the most important thing as a person who's been through multiple families is just make sure your kid knows that, like, yeah, being firm with them is important and having both parents agree on the decision is important, but I think just make sure your kid knows when they grow up as a teenager that you're still on their team, that, like, if they do make a mistake, it's not going to be so bad. Like, you're still gonna be loving to them just as when they were like 2 years old or just born. So I think that's like the most important thing. So,
We're all crying.
Any other candidates?
We might have a Zoom.
Hi, buddy.